YTBC, this is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. And guys, I just want to give my post-fight thoughts on Lara versus Zavek. I enjoyed actually seeing Erislandy Lara do something different. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing him, instead of moving around quite so much, I actually enjoyed seeing him stand there and actually, exchange punches, actually, stand and use his defense while he's stationary. I enjoyed seeing it. Laura did a lot of good things in this fight. This guy's a vet, really and truly. He shouldn't have been in there with Laura. This guy, 39 years old. Guy's a journeyman. They pretty much him and Laura shouldn't even been in the same arena. Because they not on the same level, and that's just the way that is. Okay. And as you can see in the graphic up here on the screen, if you look on the screen, Zavek was holding his right hand out, basically just signaling that he's done. But Laura still went in there and he closed the show, just like any great champion's supposed to do. He went in and closed the show, and they stopped the fight in the third round. Zavek, you can clearly see that his shoulder was hurting. He was grimacing in pain. He couldn't continue. I think had he not suffered that injury, I still think Laura still would have got him out of there because Laura was catching this guy with a lot of clean, effective shots, man. And I also like what Laura was doing too, man. He was slipping a lot of punches. I'm talking about Laura was using a lot more head movement than I normally see. He was slipping punches to the right. He was slipping them to the left. He was catching them. He was catching them off the high guard. Man, it was real good. And then I actually saw Laura kind of pivot a couple of times and counter off of a pivot. Hey, man, it was looking good. Now, could Laura do this again in another fight? It all depends on the level of competition, okay? Like, if he would have jumped back in there with the Canelo, no, he can't do that against Canelo. And if some point in time, if he ever fights Triple G, he's not going to do that against Triple G. I can tell you that right now. That's just the way that is, okay? See, I think for this fight, I think Laura, him and Ronnie Shields were trying to work on something different. And I think Teddy Atlas kind of called it right, man. I love Teddy Atlas as a commentator, man. This dude don't hold no punches. He said exactly how it needed to be said. And Teddy Atlas point blank came out and said, look, Lord need to increase his stock. He need to do something different because if he don't, then this can mean a lot of future fights if Lord don't get this guy out of here. I like Teddy Atlas tells it like it is, man. That's why I like announcers like Teddy Atlas because they actually know what the hell they talking about when it comes to boxing. Not like these HBO analysts that come on here and start, doing a bunch of just crazy stuff. Teddy Atlas tell it to you exactly the way you supposed to hear, whether you like it or not. But yeah, I think Laura did have to show, everybody. He had to show something different. Maybe he was trying to show that, hey, I can fight on the inside. I can do this. But that's really about it. The fight didn't last that long. I'd already predicted Laura to win, and I never even made a prediction video because, I'm like he fighting a 39-year-old journeyman. So it is what it is. Okay, this is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. I'm done.